Hi and welcome back to Pokemon, and yeah, let's take a look at the market here. Now, I believe in this market you can buy some organic rare candies, and now I think you can buy herbs. And the idea of herbs is that they can heal your Pokemon, but because they taste bitter, your Pokemon will resent you for it. So, yeah, they kind of suck. Anyway, I do buy some Moo Moo milk here. I'm sure that will be some much appreciated fan service for fans of Gen 2. Ooh, a big pearl. Kind of pointless, but I can sell it later on. Now, the fact I do know about pearls, that if you go into a restaurant that serves oysters, they might say to you, if you find a pearl in one of the oysters, you can keep it. But the thing is that all edible oysters don't make pearls. So it's really kind of a con. Oh, and here are these said herbs. Yeah, keep them, mate. I don't want... why did they introduce these herbs? They sound awful. Like, the only use I could think of them is the move Frustration, which does more damage if your Pokemon dislike you. So, yeah, just why bother? Now, this town here has some very jazzy music, and it also has a lighthouse, which I'm trying to think, actually, and lighthouses actually have appeared quite a lot in Pokemon, funny enough. I guess it does make sense, there's lots of seaside towns. Because that kid there will offer you a trade for a Minchoco or whatever, so yeah, if you're interested, pop in there. You know, it's a very minor point, but I do like how the houses in each town have different designs. Like in one city they look like apartment studios, and this one they have orange roofs. It's just a small touch, but it does help give each town its own identity. And if I haven't mentioned it before, this town has very upbeat, jazzy music. I like it. Yeah, overall, I think Gen 5 does have a really good soundtrack. Although, again, it does help by the fact that they make use of the sound technology on the DS. And it's not just all 8-bit whirs and beeps. Now, in the water here, you can... I've forgotten their names, but you can catch a jellyfish Pokemon, that ghost water type. But we'll see that Pokemon in a short while. Now this young whippersnapper here sends out Carablast. No, he sends out Whirlipede. I don't know where I'm getting that from. But anyway, I think we get introduced to Carablast in this part anyway. Now, I'm kind of looking forward to showing off the evolved form of this Pokemon, Whirlipede, because I think it looks really cool. Although it is kind of a joking Pokemon that the most threatening Pokemon aren't really scary. Like an example would be Onix, a big scary rock monster, taken out with a fairly weak water move and/or grass move. But yeah, I said before, bug types have really gotten an upgrade in this version. Oh, Jack Black, I can't wait for you to evolve properly. Then you'll be a real beast, I'm telling you. Belly Drum? No. Yeah, a move that cuts your HP in half really isn't worth knowing. I suppose if you team it up with a move like Rest, use Belly Drum, then use Rest, and then you're fully healed with a stat boost. Now this is what I was thinking about. This guy, he sends out Carablast then afterwards. Now in this generation there are two bug Pokemon, which once equipped with an item and then you trade this bug Pokemon for another bug Pokemon. Yeah, that's their convoluted way of evolving. It's not just trade with an item, it's trade with an item with a specific Pokemon. So anyway, here we have Carablast. His evolved form is much cooler, of course, but yeah, this guy's kind of cool. I guess he's meant to be like a tick or a flea, something which sort of clings onto you. People have said this guy's kind of gross looking or weird, but nah, he's alright. You know, well, he's a bug Pokemon, and I get bug from him. He bugs me, as it were. Now, in the grass around this area, you can catch the infamous ice cream Pokemon that was introduced in this generation, the Vanilluxe. Ah, the Rocky Helmet. Now, the Rocky Helmet will damage a Pokemon that attacks a Pokemon equipped with it directly. And I must say, that is a really useful Pokemon. I put it on Charlie Brooker, and it really comes very handy in the final battles of this game. Anyway, Albert, I leave him in because he uses a Joltik, an electric bug Pokemon, and he is a really cool one at that. He's definitely one of my favourite bug types, one of my favourite electric types, and I will definitely be adding one of these fellas to my party later on. And I think before this Pokemon, Diglett was the smallest in the Pokédex, but now it's a Joltik. And he's definitely a fan favourite. I would say even people who don't like bug types like this guy. But alas, you're still weak against fire, my friend. Now I'm sort of leveling up Jack Black a bit. I guess I don't intend to use him in the next fight because he's weak against ground, but I do happen to know one of his Pokemon, Clays, is weak against fire, so it's still worth giving him some attention. Now, I think in a previous part I said that this guy is Bug Ground. He is actually, of course, Bug Rock. And Bug Rock is a pretty good combination. It's weak against water, and I think that's it. He's resistant towards fire, well, neutral towards fire, and flying, and yeah. And on a side note, it's nice to see a bit more scenery in the Pokemon games. Like you see trucks and storage and vending machines. I mean, it's always had scenery, but it's gone to the point where it's adding quite a lot, and it's kind of looking more fleshed out and three-dimensional. Of course, we have a Herdy here. You know, I could still catch one if I wanted. Over on the side here is an item I wanted just to pick up. And no, I didn't want an encounter. But there we go, there's Vanillite, an ice cream Pokemon. Which, honestly, I'm not too crazy about, but I'm not going to jump on the hating bandwagon. You know, he's there. I mean, there have been lots of Pokemon before which were just items. That seems to be a formula with some Pokemon designs. Pick a random item, draw eyes on it, and there we have. There we have it, a new Pokemon. I'm still waiting for my chair Pokemon. But speaking of which, I believe his name's James Turner, and he's a British designer who designed some Pokemon in this generation, the first Westerner to do so. And yes, that does include some of the ice Pokemon, ice cream Pokemon. Hot Scale. I do like these items. Anyway, join me again when we'll be going into cold storage.